And we have a choice whether we listen to those or not. Do they resonate with the truth deep within us? We are all beauty, truth and goodness. It is inherent in us. So we can recognize beauty, truth and goodness. We have an inner knowing. Everybody has this, and you need to trust it. We start to see the consequences for others of our thought, actions, deeds, intentions. And we come to see others as an extension of ourselves and understand the interconnectedness of all of us. When I harm another, I harm myself. We can choose. Duality becomes unity. So truth has a different quality. We recognize it at our deepest level. We come to know, as Mother Teresa said, the voice of God speaks in the silence of the heart. We come to see truth. As we learn to go into the silent watcher, the observer in meditation, after a time of this regular practice, this discipline, we come to be the silent watcher always in everyday life. So that any moment in time, I can step back and I can observe another person from a place of complete love and detachment and not judgment. I can hear the intention behind the clumsy and angry words and see the truth of that person, see their soul. So that detachment that you develop in meditation enables you to have right relations with other people. Because eventually you come to live from that place of the silent watcher. Through meditation, this detachment, this discrimination develops. And our awareness builds. Harmlessness naturally develops from awareness. I'll read that again. Harmlessness naturally develops from awareness. An esoteric healing, Dwell Cool, through Bailey, speaks of harmlessness as a scientific method of clearing and purifying the chakra centers. Those that have come to my workshop, and we've been talking a lot about the etheric body and the chakras and recognizing in ourselves which ones are in what kind of state and which ones might need a bit of purifying and a bit of freeing up of the vibration so the energy can flow. Harmlessness clears chakra energy. We come back, in the Course in Miracles, we come back to truth. We come back to a true perception. There is forgiveness. We return to love. We see the divine in others. We feel the interconnectedness between all beings. So the miracle of starting to listen to your own intuition is that we develop the ability to listen to others, to hear them, to hear their truth. It is listening from the place of the silent observer where preconceptions or judgments are not present. I have 4 children, and I'm a single mum with 4 children, 2 teenagers and twins who are 7. So lots of needs and demands in my family, lots of needs and demands for my attention. And I have come to realize that all I need to do as a mother is 2 things. Lift into my heart as often as I can, even when they pull me into my solar plexus. The other thing is the gift that children come to teach you is just listen. They don't require a lot of time, but if you truly listen to children, they blossom. You meet all of their needs in a moment. You say to them, I hear you, I see you. And so I have come to realize that when a child speaks, I go into that place of the silent observer. I detach and I listen. And I hear magic. I hear beauty. I hear truth and goodness from a teenager, from a 7-year-old, from twins who are continually fighting. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't, you see past that. It's the only way I can stay sane. Because when you truly listen to a child, they're happy. They have from me that connectedness they needed for that moment. And it's only a moment. With 4, they don't get a lot of moments. Okay? We're trying to cook tea. We're trying to get lunches organised for tomorrow. We're trying to do homework. We're trying to ask one to turn down the music and the other one to help out. Do you know what I mean? It's chaos. But the key is listening. And this is the same in relationships with other people. You feel it in your heart when another person listens to you. You know when they're not really listening, they've got something else going on in their head. And it's peaceful to truly listen to someone, because you don't have to listen to all the thoughts going on in your head. You can just listen. We're here to experience connection. Love is the experience of connection. We come to know we are one. This is the basis of right action. Connection within ourselves, connection with others, connection with Spirit, God, the universe. Connection is always present when love is felt. The feeling we associate with being in love is a pure connection. We like that feeling. It infuses our etheric body, it infuses all of our chakra system, it infuses us with energy. A person in love flies, they can do anything. We can be in love with ourselves, with a deep connection with our soul. We can be in love with all. It doesn't have to be one singular person. We can find that love in the heart for all. And listening is a key to this. To experience right relations between men and women, we need to develop right relations between the masculine and the feminine within ourselves. The feminine is naturally attuned to spirit, to the soul. The masculine is naturally attuned to the needs of the world. When these aspects come into balance within us, we bring the soul, the spiritual energy, into matter. Our physical world, our everyday life, we live soul-centered lives of service. To go within, to retreat into the silence, to reflect like to the moon, to be, is feminine. This is the Taoist yin. To be. To go out in the world, to create, to express, to shine like the sun, to do, this is masculine, the Taoist yang. We need a balance of these. I've got a friend who says we need to do. Sorry. As inspiration and guidance from within are balanced by attending to the needs of the world, we find equilibrium and balance. We find grace. This is one of the hardest things to do. We walk in 2 worlds. Many people don't know 2 worlds exist. We need to walk with 1 foot in each world. The world of spirit and the soul, the world down here. We're down here to spiritualize matter. We're down here to bring the 2 together. The yin and the yang symbol, we're here to bring them together. We are of the world but not in it. To receive is feminine. To give is masculine. We need to receive to be able to give. And I know this as a mother, this has been a hard lesson to learn. I can't keep giving if I don't open up to receive. But to open up and receive is to be vulnerable, because you open the heart. And when you open the heart, you open up to the possibility of being hurt. But to be vulnerable is an incredible strength. We see vulnerability as a weakness. It is a strength. And you can only find that by trying it out. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable time and time again. You're hurt, you close down, you open up and trust. You're hurt, you close down, you open up and trust. When we open up, we allow our cup to be continually filled. And this gives us incredible energy to take that out into the world. The energy flows. If you like, etherically, it comes up from the Mother Earth, it comes down from the Solar Father, and it pours out through the heart, through the Son of God. For all love given, love returns. In our minds, we shine the conscious light of the masculine on the feminine unconscious, and we bring it into the light of day. We see that which needs to be healed from the unconscious. We bring Shiva, the Father, the great unmanifest, and shine the light of consciousness on the illusion and Maya of Shakti, the Earth Mother manifest. In today's way of living, we're too focused on the masculine. We do too much doing and not enough being. We need to bring back the divine feminine, the yin, bring the world back into balance, bring ourselves back into balance first. It is the lack of calm in daily life that prevents teachers on higher planes reaching us. I can't remember which Bailey book that comes from, but it comes from one of them. So think about that again. It is the lack of calm in daily life that prevents teachers on higher planes reaching us. As we bring ourselves and our lives back into balance, we balance human doing with human being. We tread the middle path, the way of the Buddha, the way of the householder. Relationships with others show us our limiting beliefs, our conditioning, our past way of being. It is in relating to others that we truly come to right relationship with ourselves. That is why we are all here together. That's why we have separate entities, even though we're all one. In uniting the feminine, the masculine, the yin and the yang within ourselves, we're able to attract partners in our lives who help to bring us into balance. Sometimes they're karmic. As women, we find a man with whom we can connect, allowing the divine feminine, the soul energy, to flow out into the world, nurturing and nourishing. He grounds us in the physical world. We feel connected. As men, we find a woman who enables us to be all that we are, to create powerfully through a connection with our soul, with spirit, to give great service to the world by providing just what is needed, just what we are here to do. No, it doesn't have to be man and woman. It doesn't have to be it can be any kind of relationship with another being where your masculine connects with their feminine and vice versa. We learn to have right relationships on a deep level with another human being. We find balance and harmony through the give and take, through truly listening, through speaking our truth from the heart. We open the throat chakra so that the heart energy can flow out through the throat. The throat chakra is not only about speaking your truth, it's about listening. The throat and the ears are connected. Through others, we experience the divine. By establishing right relations within ourselves and with those closest to us, we help to establish right relations in our wider world and our community. And as more and more people vibrate in tune with their souls and learn a harmless way of living, learn to have right relations, we look forward to a time where there'll be right relations between different races, different nations. And this shines as a vision of peace on earth for humanity. This is the development of group consciousness in the age of Aquarius. This is where we are going. We are on the path and we are in the right place. We're doing just fine. This will lead to a new science of impression where we can relate with higher masters and beings through invocation and evocation. As we bring right human relations with each other, we bring right human relations with all kingdoms, both sub and superhuman. As we become sensitive to the responses in all, in the one in whom we live and move and have our being, we come to realize the interconnectedness, not just of human beings, but with us and other kingdoms. I was talking to someone yesterday. Anyone who is a gardener knows that you garden, your plants grow through a connection. You can grow when you connect with love, with the plant kingdom. You know the kind of connection you can have heart to heart with animals. You know how you feel when animals are mistreated. You can have the same connection with the mineral kingdom through crystals, through healing, through the vibratory energy. Some minerals are of a highest vibratory energy. They are well advanced in their development. We can work with them, bring them into our homes, energize our homes with their wonderful energy. The Olympics is a time when the world comes together. Not just the nations competing, but the world comes together for 2 weeks in a spirit of competition. This is a time when right relations between individuals, teams, nations, there's a synthesis of nations coming together to further the development of mankind. We see extraordinary individual feats, but we also see extraordinary teamwork. When Jessica Ennis ran that last race, and nobody expected, as Eric was saying, nobody expected her to pull out. She was getting so much energy from so many people. In that moment, people came together. They forgot their own personality desires, and they came together and poured energy into one human being as a representation of all of us. And look what can be achieved when that happens. So the greatest service that you can give to humanity is to go within and start asking, am I true to myself? Do I listen to my own inner guidance? Do I live a harmless life? To take right intention, thought and action out into the world. This is living from the heart, communicating from the throat, when the energy comes up from the heart, to speak your truth, but in a way that does not harm another person. This is a challenge, especially when we're dealing with the energy down here of anger. But we can do these things. We can learn right action. This is the return of the Christ consciousness into the hearts of men. It's the way we transform the world, by transforming